What's heavier, $20,000 or your entire financial future? That might sound like a strange question, but think about it. Most people will earn hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions over their lifetime, and yet many of them will still feel financially stuck. Now compare that to just $20,000. It's less than the price of a used car, less than what some people spend on vacations, gadgets, or random upgrades over a couple of years. And yet, this relatively small amount has the power to completely change how your life works. Not because it makes you rich, but because it changes how you think. Have you ever opened your bank account and instead of feeling that quiet stress in your chest, you actually felt okay? Not calculating every purchase, not wondering if one bad week will throw everything off, just stability. For most people, that feeling has nothing to do with income. It comes from something much simpler, having a buffer. But here's the part no one really explains. We're taught that financial security starts somewhere far away, a big salary, 6 figures, a million in the bank. So we focus on earning more, working harder, pushing forward, while completely missing the point where things actually start to shift. Because there is a threshold, an invisible line. Below it, every decision feels urgent. Above it, decisions start to feel intentional. For a lot of people, that line sits around $20,000, and crossing it doesn't just improve your situation, it changes your behavior. Before that point, your brain is focused on avoiding problems. You take what you can get. You avoid risks. You stay in situations longer than you should. Not because you're lazy or undisciplined, but because your mind is trying to protect you. When there's no margin for error, every decision feels dangerous. But once you build even a modest financial cushion, something shifts. You stop thinking in terms of survival and start thinking in terms of direction. Instead of asking how to make it through the next month, you start asking how to improve the next few years, and that's where things begin to change. At first, progress feels slow. You save, you invest, you try to stay consistent, but the results don't feel meaningful because small numbers don't create visible outcomes. But once you reach a certain point, your money starts to participate. Not in a dramatic way, not overnight, but enough to notice. Enough to feel like you're not doing everything alone anymore. And that's when motivation changes. Because now, you're no longer pushing everything uphill by yourself. You've created momentum. And once that momentum starts building, it becomes easier to continue. The effort doesn't disappear, but it finally starts working in your favor. And that's the real reason this number matters. It's not about becoming wealthy. It's about moving from a constant state of reaction to a position where you can actually make decisions with clarity. $20,000 won't solve every problem, but it creates something far more valuable: space, control, and direction.